On, everybody? Hope you're doing well, Yankee fans. I got my main man, Hector from Uptown Sports, joining me this afternoon. We're going to
Yes,
talk about
sir.
football. Hector's covering the Yankees and the Mets right now. He's in high demand, and he's doing a great job doing it. So, Hector, keep up the good work, man. Thank you for coming on, brother. How you doing, man?
I'm doing good, bro. I appreciate you sending the bat signal last night, asking if I could come on, Jay. You know I appreciate you. Sorry I wasn't able to join you last time. There was some technical issues going on at the stadium, but yeah, I'm happy to be here, Jason. And you know I love talking baseball with you, brother.
Same, brother. Same, brother. Let's get right into it. I mean,
Hmm.
I want to respect your time here. Like, there's a lot of fans running around with the hair on fire right now, right? They're saying
Yeah.
this in a certain type of way about what's going on with the Yankees. Let's just keep in mind that the Yankees are in first place. It's not a
Hmm.
sexy first place right now, but they are in first place. It's not like, they're 6-4 in their last 10, but I always like to keep it in perspective. So are the Dodgers. So
Yeah.
6-4 in their last 10, and they're not in first place. So anything can happen at this point in time. But what's your state on what's your thoughts on the state of the union with the Yankees right now? How you feeling about
Look, same thing like you said, right? The New York Yankees were 14-10, were a half game up on the Boston Red Sox. When you look at the American League, the Yankees are tied with 14 wins for the most wins in the American League, right? So even though this season or the start to the season is not up to par for Yankee fans, you got to respect what the product that's on the field, and the product that's on the field is a first place team. Could there be improvements? Absolutely. Could Anthony Volpe improve? Could Jazz Chisholm improve? Can Austin Wells improve? Yeah, the team can improve. But when it comes to the state of the team right now, 14-10 with a pitching staff outside of Max Fried, whose ERA is over 5, 6, 7 up there, the bullpen is a bit shaky here and there. We'll get into Devin Williams, but I think Yankee fans just need to pump the brakes and relax. We're just 24 games into the season.
Yeah, exactly. And again, they're in first place without Cole,
Mm-hmm.
without Hill, without Stanton, and
Mm-hmm.
no Juan Soto. Okay, so just for perspective, and I understand too. Like, yeah, there are some guys underperforming, and I do think like right now the 7, 8, 9 are overperforming the 4, 5, and 6 in the lineup, which I think needs to change, and I think they will. By the way,
Mm-hmm.
for shout out to everybody in the chat, everybody by Sean, you got Max Coverage, Susan, Jonathan. Shout out to all these in the chat. Keep hitting that like button. If anybody that's not subbed to the Uptown Support, please make your way over and subscribe to my man Hector's channel. You're not going to get any much better channel than Sporting Hector right here. And
I
his
appreciate that, bro.
lovely partner in crime, Grace Monroe, puts Maryland to shame, right? So that's what I'm saying. That's a dynamic duo of epic proportions right there. So I don't want you to miss these guys either.
Facts.
I like that. Little Undertaker thing going on in this. And again, like, yeah, there is panic about Anthony Volpe. There's some feeling a certain way. He does have over a 110 WRC plus, so that is the
Yeah.
signs of starting shortstop. But I understand starting shortstop for the Yankees, there's a little bit of a different expectation. I get that, and
Mm-hmm.
you hear the guys like Derek Jeter, which is kind of crazy, but that's what's going to happen, right?
Mm-hmm.
So, and he came out of the gate strong. And then he's kind of settled off with his bat. He's been okay, very solid with his glove turn, but we need him to get him a little bit more offensively consistent there, right?
Yeah.
And I feel the same way about Jazz. He's got to refine his swing and maybe use a little bit more of his contact and hitting the ball in the gap, so maybe he can use some speed, right?
Yeah.
And Wells a little consistency as well. So I do think that 4, 5, and 6 needs to be a little bit more consistent. And when Giancarlo Stanton comes back, when he does, he's already taking batting practice with the team. So
Mm-hmm.
that'll provide us another righty bat. And as unsexy as it sounds, DJ LeMahieu went 3 for 3 with a home run last night in his first game back from his rehab. So
I was gonna bring it up, Jason. 3 for 3 with a home run. I posted the clip on my channel as a short. DJ LeMahieu, La Machina. But get ready, Yankee fans, because it's a bird, it's a plane, it's DJ LeMahieu coming to save the Yankee season. Just get prepared.
him and Stanton to the rescue, baby. The two righty bats.
No, but in all seriousness, it's good signs from DJ LeMahieu, making his rehab start. It's definitely good signs. Is it what Yankee fans want to see? I don't think so. When you look at the third base spot, so far this year, Oswaldo Cabrera has been phenomenal. Going into yesterday's game, he had a 300 batting average. After the game, I think it went down to like 280 or 290 around there. But Oswaldo, he's playing more than what you can expect from a guy who is normally a bench piece. Shout out to Oswaldo, that's my guy. But yeah, I'm liking what I'm seeing out of Oswaldo. Peraza is dealing with some injuries, right? More of a maintenance situation, my guy NFE is in the building. More of maintenance than anything else, but there's some rumblings. The Yankees going to flip Peraza. For some starting, from what I'm hearing, the Yankees go to flip Peraza, whether it's a bullpen arm, whether it's a starting pitcher, we don't know. If I had to put my money down on it, it would be an extra bullpen arm.
Who do you think? I mean, they just brought in Tyler Matzek is back now too. I wanted to get into the bullpen with you because I think it's kind of finding its own identity with the new pieces right now. And people are feeling a certain way about them DFAing Yoendris Gomez. I get it. He's young. But he has no options. Got years of control. But I think they found their right-handed long man with Fernando Cruz, right?
Yeah.
I think with Matzek here, Yarborough is going to be the left-handed long man. Now they have two long men on either side of the mound. Now they can put together their other pieces in the bullpen while we're protecting the starting rotation as it starts to work its way back to full strength. I mean, Hill's not here yet. Schmidt's working from behind. He's not at full strength. So we have to exercise some patience with these guys as well. And as long as Max Fried continues to pitch the way he's pitching, like a freaking Sandy Koufax, I think we'll be okay. So, but what's your take on the bullpen? What do you think? If you're going to flip Peraza, is there anybody out there you think would be a good idea to try?
Off the top of my head, the only person that I could think of is Andrew Nardy, just because I've been a big fan of Nardy for a few seasons. I know you and I, we brought him up in trade conversations. Do I have the name in front of me? No. Do I have the profile of a guy that can be a long reliever, could make a spot start here or there? Yeah, that's the profile of pitcher that the Yankees are trying to bring in. Somebody that can be at the back end of the rotation, could be a starter, but at the same time, if he has to go into the bullpen to be a long reliever, that's where the Yankees want to go with Peraza. It's upsetting. I know a lot of Yankee fans are upset, but when you look at the roster, both Peraza and Reyes, they're dead weight. Let's be honest. They're both dead weight on the roster, right? We're waiting for DJ LeMahieu and Giancarlo Stanton to come back. When DJ and Giancarlo come back, Peraza is going to be gone, right? And Reyes is going to be gone. That's just the reality of what it is. It's sad. I know a lot of Yankee fans wanted to see the Peraza experiment work. Hopefully he gets an opportunity on another major league team where he can prove us wrong. Prove the Yankees front office wrong.
Yeah, and I agree. I mean, again, you also have who do they move when Hill comes back? A couple. And who do they move when Johnny Lasagna comes back? So there's going to be some tough decisions that are going to be made over the next several weeks or months. So I like Peraza too, but I just wish it panned out differently for him. I really do, because he's been inconsistent with his health and his glove. And his bat, but he's been nothing short of consistent with his glove. He's an elite glove, no doubt about it. So I do think he deserves an opportunity somewhere else. So
100%. Folks in the chat, my guy Ace Avenue is in the building. I'm going to be on later with Ace around 5:30ish. Shout out to my guy Ace, who is in the building. We got all things Yankee in the building as well. John the Beagle Dad, my guy F Diver is in the building. Shout out to you. My fault, Jason.
Oh, good. You got to give love to the family here, man. Always got to give love to the family. I never stop short of that, though. So much love to everybody in the chat. My Buckeyes here, CeeLo's in the place, Paranormal. The whole crew is here. It's like a wrecking crew.
Family is in the building. Guys, make sure you guys smack that like button, hit that subscribe button. We're bringing you great Yankee content. My guy, Jason161 Uptown Sports TV. We are in the building. If you guys want exclusive pregame coverage from the Yankees or from the Mets, make sure you guys follow me on all social media platforms. When I'm working the games at Citi Field or Yankee Stadium, I go live on TikTok. Jason see me going live on the field from TikTok. I love it. Well, Jason, if I can real quick, one of the privileged things that I can say that I'm blessed to do is at the end of a baseball game, when I'm doing my pregame or whatever, being able to be in a baseball stadium with no fans and just the groundkeepers working on the field is one of the most peaceful and beautiful things in the world. I recommend if any of you guys are able to do it, go and do it. Jason, I'm gonna record it so you can see what I mean, bro. Sorry about that.
No, do it. It kind of reminds me of if you ever get a chance as a fan to take a tour of the stadium, and when it's not a game and so on and so forth.
Yes,
you only
yes.
a group of people and there's nothing else going on. Just the ground speaker, so on and so forth. It's so peaceful and serene, and absolutely right on that regard. So I'd love to get some footage from you. That'd be really really
I'll definitely get some footage from that. Or next time when I'm at the Yankee game this Friday, I'll call you FaceTime from the game afterwards.
Awesome. By the way, today's an F110 game. The lineup just came out, so if you don't mind, I can read the lineup out to everybody. Ben Rice is leading off. He's playing first base today. Aaron Judge is batting second in right field. Cody Bellinger is batting third in center. Paul Goldschmidt's DHing today. Got a half a day of cleanup. Jazz Chisholm batting fifth at second base. Anthony Vulpi batting sixth in shortstop. Austin Wells batting seventh behind the dish. Jason Dominguez in left field batting eighth. And Oswaldo Cabrera batting ninth third base. And on the mound, we got Carlos Rodon hoping to snap this skid, right? So I do think we need some more production from Vulpi and Jazz and even Cody Bellinger. So there's still pieces right now, this lineup, that need to be kind of finding their own groove. And I think once they do find their groove, the lineup will start clicking at some point. So
yeah,
it's just gonna be a matter of time. It's gonna be a matter of time. So go ahead.
I was gonna say the Yankees, they have some game planning to do when Giancarlo Stanton comes back, I should say, because the way that Ben Rice has been hitting, he is warranted at bats. He is earning his at bats. He deserves at bats. And I know when Giancarlo Stanton comes back, Ben Rice may ride the bench because Paul Goldschmidt is playing phenomenal as well, right? Hitting wise, fielding wise. So, if Paul Goldschmidt was declining or Paul Goldschmidt for putting the numbers up that Cody Bellinger are putting up, you could have a conversation of just moving Ben Rice to first base, let Paul Goldschmidt be a bench player, and slide in Giancarlo Stanton at the DH spot. But when both of them are hitting their strides, I think Paul Goldschmidt batting average is over 350. Aaron Judge is over 400 at the moment. Ben Rice, I think he's a 280, 290 batting average right now. Ben Rice is the biggest surprise when you look at this roster, right? Because, Jason, when you look at Ben Rice as a Yankee prospect, do you know what Ben Rice didn't have that every other Yankee prospect besides Aaron Judge had?
Who's that?
He didn't have that Yankees hype train behind him, right? True. He didn't have, this is the next great Yankee, right? Just like when Aaron Judge was in the system, everybody hyped up Luis Severino. Everybody hyped up Gary Sanchez as being the next Manny Ramirez from that power from the right-hand side of the plate. Aaron Judge flew under the radar, was able to turn into the superstar he is right now. I'm not saying Ben Rice is going to be a superstar, but what I am saying is Ben Rice didn't have the hype train. He didn't have the Jason Dominguez. He's going to be the next Mickey Mantle. He didn't have the Anthony Volpe. He's going to be the next Derek Jeter. Ben Rice was just able to be Ben Rice, develop, and now you're seeing it on the field.
Yeah, and I mean, in recent talks, the first baseman that got most of the hype was Greg Bird.
Yes.
He got the hype. And
he had more hype than Aaron Judge.
Yeah. And he hit that home run off Aaron Drew Miller. I'll never forget that home run. The upper deck. I'll never forget it. But aside from that, he couldn't stay healthy. And then he's kind of become a journeyman. I don't know where he is now, and I wish him well. But Ben Rice is a guy flying under the radar. And the question is, next year, I think it's going to be interesting because if Paul Goldschmidt doesn't come back, right? Let's just say he retires or whatnot. Does Rice move to first base? And if Rice moves to first base, Bellinger, if he opts in, he stays in left field. That means no Kyle Tucker, right? So this is where the layers of conversation get a little interesting with the Yankees. How do you do that? Do you, because it's a player option for Bellinger. It's not a team option.
Yeah.
So he can opt in, and then the Yankees have to keep him. So, or what happens, right? Does Stanton, does something happen with Stanton where Rice can DH more and Bellinger can move to first base, and then they can pursue Tucker?
Yeah.
The options are limitless, but there are some things that have to happen. These pieces of the puzzle have to happen in order for the other pieces of the puzzle to happen. Right?
I'm looking up Giancarlo Stanton's contract right now because I know next year it goes down significantly, right? This year I know he's making $35 million. Sorry, I'm just waiting for the computer to load up. So yeah, he's making $35 million, $32 million this season. He's injured. He's making $19 million next year, and $15 million in 2027, and there's a club option in 2028. So realistically, after this year, Stanton is on the books for the next 2 seasons. He's making $19 million next year, 15 the following season. It's easy to bench and sit Giancarlo Stanton when he's making $19 million. Is when he's making $32 million. When he's making $32 million, you got to run him out there and get as much value as you can for him. Making $19 million, you can make him more of a platoon with Ben Rice, right? Just swap him into that DH spot. But it's going to be interesting to see how the Yankees front office navigates this upcoming offseason, because not only do you have Kyle Tucker, who's out there, but Jason, I'm not sure if you saw it. Shout out to my guy Joe in the chat, Consigliere. I'm not sure if you saw it, Jason, but Spencer Jones is leading Double-A and home runs.
Yes, that's
Spencer Jones, he had three home runs the last game. Spencer Jones' strikeout rate is at 29%.
Yes, people keep obsessing about that, but his strikeout rate is down. His home runs are up. And I said this for like the last couple months. If he plays well enough, then they might not need to pursue Kyle Tucker.
Mm-hmm.
Same skill set, same power with speed combination. He's a big guy who hits lefty just like Kyle Tucker.
Yeah.
Developmentally, he's a little bit behind Tucker. I get that because he's a converted pitcher. But if he provides the same production as a Tucker or similar production at pennies to the dollar, then you don't have to spend $500 million on this guy.
He's going to give you the defense that Tucker gives you. He's going to give you more speed than Tucker. Now, will his bat play at the major league level? That's something that we have to see. Yeah, 29% is a high strikeout rate, Carl. You're absolutely right. But when you compare that to the 44% strikeout rate, when you look at it, Jason, players normally, they don't go 1 year 44% and the next year 29%. You see that big of a difference in the strikeout rate. So to see that big of a difference goes to show you his development is starting to go up, because this is the first off season. It's something I like to point out, Jason. I'm not sure if you pointed it out as well. This is the first off season that Spencer Jones had since high school that he's not rehabbing an injury. Right? Like you said, a converted pitcher. He had Tommy John surgery when he was in Vanderbilt. He kept trying to come back. They said, you got to be an exclusive hitter. He had to make his adjustments. When he came to the Yankees minor league system, he was still recovering from Tommy John. There was DH in him. He wasn't in the outfield like that. So this is the first time he had an off season when he was not dealing with an injury or rehabbing an injury. Maybe you want to trade him because there's injury concerns, but look at the development you're seeing out of him. I know it's just 1 month of minor league baseball, but you just got to give him his flowers when you have to.
Yeah, 100%, man. Thank you, Ken. Thank you, Consiglietti. 26, Consiglietti, 26 this Saturday. I have to do an event for work, so unfortunately I cannot. But I appreciate you thinking of me for the tickets. Yeti cannot make it to New York. He was supposed to come up to New York. He's got some spare Yankee tickets, so if there's anybody can take them off his hands, please let him know. This is right here, the Prime Minister of Texas, right here.
Yes. This is the man, Joe. Joe, appreciate you always jumping in the chat and showing love and supporting us over here. 161 Mafia is in the building.
You're a legend, man. And thank you, Ken, too, my man, for your generosity. You guys are the most generous people ever. I appreciate you. Love you guys. You're the best.
Yeah. Ken, you're awesome as well. Ken, we got to get you up on the open, brother.
Yeah, man. Demon D, CeeLo, all you guys are the best. Now, yeah, I mean, this is going to be really interesting to see. The Spencer Jones make Kyle Tucker less necessary. It still remains to be seen. I still think we need to see how he transitions to AAA for a little bit. Just like I think we need to see how George Lombard transitions to AA a little bit as part of it. Like it's a necessary progression point for these guys. And these are the two most highly touted bats in the Yankees. So I think the Yankees would be wise to treat these guys well, develop them smartly so that they can provide value when they come up here and when they're ready to come up here. So now transitioning a little bit to the bullpen, are you excited about Johnny Loáisiga potentially coming back?
I'm excited about Jonathan Loáisiga because of the potential of Jonathan Loáisiga. If Jonathan Loáisiga is healthy, if he can stay healthy, if he can give you what we know Jonathan Loáisiga can give you, and if he's an option in the 6th inning or the 7th inning, he doesn't have to be a setup guy for the Yankees, right? He just got to be available in the 6th and 7th inning. If we're going to get Jonathan Loáisiga, who is lights out that early in the game, it's going to make the Yankees bullpen just so much deadly. And I know Devin Williams is struggling. Guys, I get that. But when you look at his career splits, Devin Williams, 3.86 ERA for the month of April and May. It's going to come down. You got to let this guy just get settled into New York.
Yes. And there's only one baseball reliever that has under a 2 ERA the last 2 seasons, and that's Devin Williams. The last 3 seasons. Under sub 2 ERA for 3 consecutive seasons with a rough April every single year. So
and Emmanuel Clase is struggling as well. So Devin Williams is not the only closer that's struggling at the moment.
Edwin Diaz too. He has like a 7 ERA. And he gave up a 3-run home run to Bryson Stott 2 days ago before striking out Bryce Harper. So it happens to closers. It just happens to great closers, right?
Yeah.
And yeah, we're lucky to have Luke Weaver. I get it. And a lot of fans want Luke Weaver to take a spot, but this is going to be a good duo here. And you get Johnny Loáisiga to add ammunition to this bullpen. It's just going to be changeable. So, and I think the more protection we have for Devin Williams, the better off he's going to be.
Yeah,
so,
facts.
Just fact, and the matter, keep in mind too, with Clark Schmidt and Devin Williams, they have the benefit of health. They're both healthy while they figure themselves out. Nestor
Mm-hmm.
Cortez just got put on the 60-day IL. Nestor Cortez, not even healthy. So,
Look at
the Yankees dodged a bullet in terms of health there. I like
that.
Nestor
Mm-hmm.
Cortez, but he's not
Yeah.
healthy. He wouldn't be performing here. He wouldn't do anything. So Devin Williams has the ability to get right while he's healthy. So does Clark Schmidt, the ability to get right and to kind of get back up to speed while he's healthy. So that's a good thing, which I'm for, man. I really am. Now,
Same.
bullpen wise, starting rotation wise, if you could see any starting pitcher, people talking about Tristan McKenzie for the bullpen, but I like Johnny Loizaga better. If you're going to bring in someone, he's got to be better than what we currently have. So at least in my opinion. But if you're going to bring in a starting pitcher at a certain point, is there anybody you think would be a good guy to pursue at this point?
There's one starting pitcher that's out there. One, not sure if he's going to be available at the trade deadline. But if the Yankees were going to mortgage their future with prospects, whether it's Spencer Jones, whether it's George Lombard, there's only one pitcher out there that I think could be had or is worth it, and that's Sandy Alcantara with the Miami Marlins. That's the one starting pitcher. I know he's coming back from injuries. I know he got scuffed up in his last start, if I'm not mistaken. But Sandy is a guy that if the Yankees were going to go all in at the trade deadline and trade some prospects, that's a guy that's former Cy Young winner who can slot in a number 2 spot behind Max Fried while Garrett Cole comes back next year. And Sandy will be under control for not only this year, next year, but the following season after that, making less than $20 million a season. So when you look at the production that Sandy can give you, and when you look at the market of what starting pitchers are getting made, a starting pitcher making 17, 18 million with the production of Sandy Alcantara, that's a bargain.
Can you get him without Jones or Lombard?
No. And even if you include George or Lombard, right, Spencer Jones or Lombard, the Mets can call up and offer a better package.
Yeah.
Other teams have better prospects than the New York Yankees. As much as we believe in there's a Yankee tax that is out there. I understand that. But at the same time, there are other organizations, the New York Mets, who have better prospects that teams will want. Yes, we have George Lombard and Spencer Jones, but outside of those, Jason Dominguez is already at the major league level. Everybody else is projecting 2027, 2028, 2029, right? George is the only one that's a top 100 prospect. I know they still have Jason Dominguez on the list, but he's a top 100 prospect also.
Yeah, I mean, people are actually expressing willingness to move Jason Dominguez in a package now, which is I don't know. Unless you have somebody like Paul Skeens that becomes available, I'm not giving multiple big bats for a starter unless the guy music comes available. So
I'm not sure. And then again, even if Sandy was available, I'm not sure if I'm going to bite the bullet and trade away those prospects, because what Brian Cashman has done, and this has been the Yankees minor league philosophy since 2020. They've shifted gears when it comes to their philosophy, right? They're developing starting pitching at the minor league level to use for like trades. That's why Brian Cashman traded about 20 or 30 pitching prospects over the past few seasons. What they're focusing on is developing positional players, using those positional players for trades for starting pitchers. But what they want to emphasize is develop position players so you can have them on the cheap, so you can open up your piggy bank in your pocket out there and get the free agent starting pitch. We saw it when they signed Garrett Cole. That was the first move. They signed Garrett Cole and they prioritized, we're going to develop position players and we're going to use our bank account and our money to import starting pitchers. Garrett Cole, Max Fried, Carlos Rodon, all starting pitchers that the Yankees imported after switching that philosophy.
Yeah, I mean, and then this coming year, I mean, Michael King's a free agent, Dylan Cease, Zach Allen. Those are the 3 big arms that I would imagine the Yankees probably be linked to one of them, probably King, but I don't know. We'll see, because Stroman, I doubt, is going to come back. His option's not going to vest for 2026, so that's going to open up room. Is Schmidt going to be good enough for them to not consider trading him? Because he still has 3 years of control after this year. That's value too. So could they flip Schmidt for a bat and bring in Michael King? Maybe. I don't know. No,
I don't think it's with Luis Hill coming back as well and Clark Schmidt, still coming back from injuries. I think the Yankees are going to ride out those 2 guys, the back end of their rotation, because
4 or
they're
5.
not making any money. They're cheap. They have years of control before you have to even think about trading them. So if they were to trade Clark Schmidt, it would be like a Jordan Montgomery situation a year or two before he hit free agency. That way another team can have some type of control on him, and then they can look at the free agent market to import another starting pitcher like they like to do. So it's going to be interesting to see what Brian Cashman does.
Yeah, well, they're 1, 2, 3. I mean, they're spending about $80 million on their first three pitchers, and then they're spending $12 for 4 and 5. So, yeah, you want to take advantage of that where that financial flexibility wherever you can. So, I don't think we want $20 million guys every single person in the rotation. So, and Michael King continues to pitch this well. He's probably going to make $20 million. So, he's going to get paid after this if he keeps performing. So, but at the end of the day, I feel good about this team. I do.
Same.
I do. They've got to figure out. I don't think they found their identity yet either. So I think their identity will be formed a little bit. We'll have a great understanding once everybody's healthy. What they can actually do. Like Hill hasn't been here, Stanton's not here, and like Stanton hasn't played with Bellinger. He hasn't played with Goldschmidt. Hasn't played with these guys. He's played with last year. Hasn't played with these guys. So we don't know.
What's your thoughts on Cody Bellinger? Because I've seen a lot of Yankee fans, 50-50 with the way that he's produced. I know he had that first home run, that first opening series, and after that, he's been quiet. What's your thoughts on Cody Bellinger?
I'm not as bullish on the guy. I think he's going to come around. I still can see him being a 25 or maybe even a 30-30 or 25-25 guy with some speed, doubles, and playing some good defense in the outfield. But the fact is, he wants to be here too, and I want to be here, right? I wanted to be here. Bellinger wants to be here. Like that's a good thing to have, and it's just the way he gels with his teammates, it matters to me. The guys that they have now are high chemistry guys, high character guys, and he's part of that dynamic that I think is good. Do I think he needs to come around more consistently? Sure, but then I could say that about half the lineup right now. So it's not only him; it's Jazz, it's Wells, it's Vulpi. So it's it's just a bunch of them.
Yeah, he's not the only culprit that's guilty out there. When you look at his numbers over his last 29 to 30 at bats, I'm gonna just round up and say 30. He has 4 hits. He's 4 for his last 29. Right on the season, Cody Bellinger is at 173. I know he had that home run on 420. Shout out to Cody Bellinger for getting a home run on 420. If you know, you know. But he was dealing with a back issue that flared up. He's dealing with a bad back. As somebody that deals with chronic back issues, I want to give Cody Bellinger the benefit of the doubt. I think it's easy to swallow Cody Bellinger's production when you're getting that production out of Paul Goldschmidt. If both Paul Goldschmidt and Cody Bellinger, if their batting average was the same, 173, I don't think the Yankees are first in the American League East. I think the Yankees are outside of that, right? Because Paul Goldschmidt has really helped this helped this team when it comes to winning games early in the season. So with the production out of Paul Goldschmidt, with Aaron Judge putting up video game numbers, hitting over 400, I think for the first month of the season, we want to see improvements from Cody, from Vulpi, from Jazz, from Austin. But as of right now, they're just flowing, right? And hopefully they could turn things around.
Yeah, and just keep in mind too, the $765 man, Juan Soto's batting about 220. So he's not lighting the world on fire either. So top players in new environments, sometimes it takes a little while. Do I think Soto will be fine? Yeah, I do. Star player, but he's not there yet. So I wouldn't be outraged about Soto's production any more than I'd be outraged about Bellinger's production right now.
Yeah. Yeah, Yankee fans that are going to the stadium this weekend, right? Do what Met fans did this last weekend, right? I'm not sure if you saw the question I was able to get into Carlos Mendoza over the weekend, asking how important it is for the team and for you to see fans showing up ready to go to war for your players. And Mendoza said it, he's like, listen, not only do the players feel it and I feel it, but the other team, the opposing manager, the opposing pitcher, they feel it, when the fans show up and they're supportive of the guys that are struggling. So Yankee fans that are in the building this weekend, if you're at Yankee Stadium, go out there and be supportive of Cody Bellinger. Give that man a few extra cheers. You never know. Maybe that will give him that extra boost to come out of it. I know some old baseball fans will be like, well, back in my day, Mickey Mantle, he came to work hungover and he still got home runs. So what? This is not bad. days. This is 2025. Go out there and support our guys.
If he was drunk and hungover, he probably wouldn't even realize you're booing him anyway. So
Yeah.
they showed sort of the love, man, this past week, and he translated immediately. He had an double, got some hits. So it does matter sometimes. Sometimes players need that. So in a new environment. So I would encourage the fans to do the same thing, man. Show Cody some love. Show these other guys some love too. We'll be back home after this. So we got next 9 games against the American League East. So we'll get a better idea of how we stand in the division, right? I mean, you got Toronto, and you got Baltimore, and you got Tampa. So boom, 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 boom. American League East next for a week and a half. So
when you look at it, when we faced the Tampa Bay Rays, we won 3 out of 4 games, right? So as of right now, we're 3-1 against the AL East. I know we're going to start seeing more of our division opponents, more of our division rivals. I know we got the Toronto Blue Jays coming in this weekend, which I'm excited for. I'm excited for this weekend. This weekend is going to be fireworks. I know a lot of Yankee fans wanted to target Vladimir Guerrero Jr. He signed with the Toronto Blue Jays. He's staying in Toronto for the rest of his career until they get tired and trade him 5 years through the contract. But no, it's going to be an exciting weekend.
Yeah, and Blue Jays is not a team. I wouldn't sleep on any team in the American League East right now. They all have good players. I mean, the Orioles might not have an ace anymore, Corbin Burns, but they have enough talent there to be good at the end of the season. Again, we're April. This isn't August, not September. So I just encourage Yankee fans to exercise patience. Let's be patient. Let's show this team some love, man. And I think this team is going to be okay. And as they get back to good health, we can be more supportive of these guys. So let's pivot a little bit. I mean,
go ahead.
We are 2 days away from the NFL draft.
Oof.
Guess who's going to be there? Your boy's going to be there.
Oh, my boy Jason going to be at the draft. Holla at Chihuahua.
So, and Jets, Giants, right? Just really quickly on the Jets and Giants. If you were the Giants, I have an idea of what I would love for the Giants to do, but I want to know what your thoughts are. And I have an idea what I think the Jets could do, especially at the top with new regimes with the Jets.
Yeah.
And new quarterback with the Giants. If you were to mock draft, or if you were to pick the first 2 picks for the Giants, how would you go about doing this?
I know the Giants, they got Wilson over the offseason, Jameson Winston as well. I get that. 2 veteran quarterbacks that you're bringing in. You're trying to have Wilson to be your opening starting day quarterback. But for me, Shedeur Sanders. You got to get your quarterback of the future. It's going to be nice and cute with Zach Wilson with Wilson over the next couple of seasons, over the next season or so. But you have to go out there and get your quarterback of the future. And Shedeur Sanders is the quarterback of the future. I know a lot of people saying that, his draft status is a lot of hype with his father and Colorado and this, that, and third. I want Shedeur Sanders with the Giants. If he turns out to be a bust, I can eat it. I have crow on my face, but I know they're talking about maybe Travis Hunter. That would be awesome as well, but I want Shedeur Sanders.
So I'm glad you brought that up. So he has this big time pedigree with his dad. His dad he's got nerves of steel, Deion Sanders. So, and he's a Hall of Fame player. So it doesn't get much better than that, the pedigree. I would go after Travis Hunter, and I would try to trade up for a second first-round pick and bring in Jackson Dart as a quarterback. And he's an Ole Miss product. Guess who's the last Ole Miss product that's going to be a Hall of Famer for the Giants? Eli Manning. So, and I would love to see both of those guys. As much as I like Shedeur Sanders, if you can get Travis Hunter and Jackson Dart, possible. If you could do that, you would have to trade multiple picks to get them. But I think it would be a good idea. But would I be offended if they got Shedeur Sanders? No, not at all.
Jason, last year I did a Giants show with our good guy, Joe from the Shift, Joseph Caputo, my brother Joe. I love Joe. And we was having a conversation, and I brought up the fact that this ownership group, the Mara family, what is the one football family that they are obsessed with? The Mannings.
Yeah, the Mannings.
They love the Mannings. And I said this last year when talking with Joe, that the Giants are going to giant. And they're going to push the bed when it comes to their quarterbacks or miss picks when it comes to their quarterbacks because they want to get Arch Manning. And when I said that, people looked at me like I'm a lunatic. Well, guess what? people are now saying there are rumors that the Giants want to target Arch Manning in the upcoming draft. Not this one, obviously, because he's not eligible, but in the draft when he is eligible.
Where is he at? Texas? University of
Texas? He's at Texas right now. He's at Texas. And if the Giants do some Giant shit and they pass on Shedeur Sanders, right, and they pass on that other Ole Miss product that you mentioned, because they want to get Arch Manning, I'm going to feel some type of way because it's the same shit with Daniel Jones. It is the same thing with Daniel Jones. We got to get Daniel Jones because he went to the Manning quarterback school. He's a pupil of Peyton Manning. We got to go. He's a Manning kid. He's a Manning product. Stop it. Get the best available quarterback at the moment. And in the moment, my opinion, is Shedeur Sanders.
Yeah, I never even heard of Daniel Jones until they drafted him, to be honest with you.
Same.
Like, who the hell is that? What the fuck? Like, I didn't know who he was until they drafted him. So, did he go to Duke? Is he from Duke?
He went to Duke. It was like that scene with Conor McGregor. Who the fuck is this guy? That's what I thought when they drafted Daniel Jones.
I'm like, what the fuck? Yeah.
Who the fuck is this guy?
I'm saying too, like, look, Shedeur Sanders, that would be a big time move. I mean, Travis. I mean, you got two big time players over there, Shedeur and Travis Hunter. So kudos to Coach Prime for getting these dudes developed the way that he has. So I'd be fine if either one of them went to the Giants, in all honesty. Like, I think they need multiple pieces. I like the two-way abilities of Travis Hunter. So,
I was going to ask you, will the NFL allow him to be a two-way player? You don't see many two-way. You don't see many two-way players nowadays, especially if you're a team that investing all that money into your guy. You don't want him. He just came from running up. He just came from playing offense. We got to throw him back out there or play defense and hurt himself. Like, we're invested 30, 40, potentially millions of dollars into this kid.
Yeah, well, that's true too. That's a good point. I don't know how many two-way players are in the NFL. I don't know any of them, to be honest with you.
That's why there was an unwritten handshake between the three NBA, NFL, MLB to not allow players to do the
double whammy.
Yeah, double whammy, playing the NFL and then playing in Major League Baseball. You don't see that anymore. It was an unwritten handshake.
Yeah, I mean, this one was, who's the last guy did it? Bo Jackson, Deion Sanders.
That's it.
That
was it, and that was before the new CBA.
Yeah, this is true. I mean, Russell Wilson was drafted. So was Pat Mahomes. They were both drafted by MLB, but they never played in MLB. I know Russell Wilson came in spring to the Yankees a couple times, but like. This and these guys are not Bo Jackson. Bo Jackson was a freak in itself. So that's Deion Sanders. Special outer-worldly talents. Like, yeah,
the Seahawks said, yeah, we'll let Russell Wilson do spring training. Fuck it, Will Ferrell's doing it for spring training. Why not? If Will Ferrell could do spring training, Russell Wilson could do it.
Oh damn! All right, let's.
I gotta get ready to dip off, Jay. But one thing I wanted to show you, right? I wanted to help you peek behind the curtain, right? Because working sports media, right, being a content creator, one thing I always wondered was how does Jeff Passan, how does these beat writers have all this information just on their head when you talk about teams? I'm like, I always thought like they're great when it comes to looking up data and looking up stats. And then I learned, Jason, from doing what I'm doing. Before every game and after every game, we get post-game and pre-game notes. Yeah. After every game, you get this. They bring it to you after the press conference, and this gives you crazy statistics like the Mets and the last time the Mets lost was April 15th through the 16th. Just crazy dates and crazy stats. If you guys ever wondered, how did they have this information from the 90s, from the 2000s? They get a cheat sheet. Every team prints them out before the game and after the game. So I always wondered that. So this is a nice look behind the curtain, and I wanted to share it with my brother Jason 161.
That's tight, man. I like that.
Yeah. So the next one, because I do my Yankees live streams Tuesdays and Thursdays. So I'm at the Yankee game this Friday. When I get the Yankees ones, I'm not sure if you'll be live later on that night. I'll take a picture of the post game notes and send it to you just so you can have them.
I appreciate you, man. Appreciate you. Before you go,
yes.
First round pick for the Jets. What would you do? Yeah.
As somebody that has to cover both the Giants and the Jets, right? If the Giants gaff and they don't draft Shedeur Sanders, the Jets need to draft Shedeur Sanders. Shedeur Sanders needs to be in New York, whether it's with the Jets, whether it's the Giants. The Giants and the Jets, one of those teams need to get him. He needs to be in New York. He wants to be in New York. His father wants his ass in New York. So as much as it will hurt, as much as it will hurt as a Giants fan, if he goes to the Jets, I'll still be able to cover him. So, there's a win somewhere, 50-50.
Oh, boy. Can you imagine that? I don't know. They need a playmaker, that's for sure. I got Tyler Warren from Penn State, the tight end. That offense. If they don't go tight end in the first round, they need to go tight end in the second round.
Mm-hmm.
This draft is high, deep in tight ends and running backs and deep in defense. So, but you got me thinking of Shedeur Sanders, and you got me thinking a whole other way now. So, I'm gonna keep.
Because both teams, right? When you're building a team for the future, you have to start with your quarterback. You have to start with your that's your foundation, right? When you're bringing in a coach, when you're bringing in a GM, each head coach or GM, they want their own quarterback. So if you're building a team from scratch, if you're bringing in a new head coach and a new GM, like the Jets are doing, you go after the guy. You go and get your quarterback. For some reason, the Giants don't believe in that philosophy, right? Because we had Daniel Jones. We could have had other quarterbacks, but we decided not to. We let Saquon Barkley walk away and win a Super Bowl with our division rivals because we didn't want to pay him an extra $500,000. We didn't want to pay him $13 million a season. We decided, you know what? Screw it. We're going to pay Daniel Jones $61 million, and we're going to tell Saquon Barkley, go find a job someplace else. So again.
That's a dick punch and a half right there.
Facts. But Jason, I love you, brother. I appreciate you guys. Folks in the chat, if you guys want to find me, you guys go on YouTube, Uptown Sports TV. Jonathan, if you're doing your job, drop the link in the chat, Mr. Do Your Job. Shout out to my guy, Jonathan, who is in the building. Shout out to everybody that's in the chat. David, CeeLo, Sunil, I can't stand you, but, I love you too at the end of the day. Go fuck yourself. Ken, I love you too. Shout out to my guy, Ken. The Ace Avenue is in the building. Tito Versace is in the building. Susan Levin is in the building. Jason, I love you, brother. You know that. Sunil, it's all jokes, but still, go fuck yourself. Love you, Jason. Love you.
Holy shit. Oh, okay. I can't stop laughing when Hector. Well, just to connect to Belichick, I would go offensive line when it comes to the Jets. If I'm going offensive line, first round, I'm going tight in the second round. If I'm going tight in the first round, offensive line in the second round. I think we need one of those guys to protect Justin Fields and another guy for Justin Fields to throw the ball to right at the gate. And then I would be loading up on some defense in the later rounds too. But the Jets are also going to be getting a couple of extra draft picks as well. Darren Muji, the GM, for those that don't know, the reason why he hasn't spent so much early in the season because he's positioning himself to get extra compensatory draft picks. He'll spend after the draft, but he's lining up to get a couple more picks. This is something Joe Douglas never did. Never got these extra comp picks, and Muji's kind of playing smart GM right now. This rookie GM too. So I'm excited to see what the Jets do. I'm excited to see what the Giants do, and I'm really curious to see who's going to make the first couple first round draft trades. So I'm looking forward to that. I got my Shane Falco jersey ready to go from the replacements. So I was thinking of getting my Polk High from Al Bundy from Married with Children. I might have that for the next year draft. But that's what we got, everybody, right now. So that's the lineup for the Yankees. We'll recap the game afterward. Hopefully it'll be live. Hopefully we'll be celebrating a win. So I want to thank all of you. Consul Yeti, thank you so much. Ken, thank you so much. I really appreciate all you. Hit the like button if you haven't done that. Appreciate all your comments and feedback and your generosity. You guys are the best. We love you. So have a great day, everybody. Let's go Yankees.